This week's 48 Hours investigates the mysterious death of an Alabama woman. In 2017, Tiffiney Crawford was found dead in her van with a gun in her hand. But when investigators realized the gun was in her non-dominant hand, they became suspicious of her husband. Our lead national correspondent and 48 Hours contributor, David Begnaud, sat down with the husband, Jason Crawford, for an exclusive interview.
It was the night of May 2nd, 2017, when 37-year-old Jason Crawford called 911 from outside of his home in Cullman, Alabama.
Tell me exactly what's going on.
My wife has been shot.
Body camera footage shows what sheriff's deputies found when they first arrived on scene.
What happened tonight? We were arguing, and the last thing I remember, I was going in the house, and I heard a shot, a scream, and then another shot.
Jason's wife, 32-year-old Tiffiney Crawford, was found dead in the driver's seat of her own van. There was a gun in her left hand. To at least one of the deputies on the scene, it appeared as though it was a suicide. But once investigators dug deeper, that theory started to crumble, and Jason had some tough questions to answer.
To believe that she did it to herself, you have to believe she used her non-dominant hand.
Very impulsive.
And then shot herself twice.
Yes.
Most suicides don't involve two shots.
Yes. Most, not all.
Dr. Valerie Green conducted Tiffiney's autopsy and ruled her death a homicide. She noticed something about that van in which Tiffiney was shot.
I remember looking at pictures of the driver's side door, and I didn't see any blood on that door. That makes me think that the door was not closed. And I think that that door is open because he was standing there.
But Jason insists he is innocent.
Did anything about your relationship with Tiffiney lead you to believe that she was suicidal?
Not at the time. Looking back, just seeing how depressed she actually was and reading some of her journal makes me think she was hiding a lot of stuff.
David Begnaud joins us now. Wow. David, good morning. So what made investigators believe that it was Tiffiney's husband, Jason, who was responsible and not someone else?
Well, so he was at the scene that night, Vlad. He called 911. And what is really interesting, one of the many things of this hour that's very interesting, is that in the 911 phone call, the dispatcher asks Jason, I want to say 3 times, maybe more, who shot your wife? And every time she asks that question, there's no response from Jason Crawford.
Wow.
What did the forensics show? Because he seems pretty adamant that he didn't do it. He's very calm when he's talking to you.
Yeah, so here's the deal, Gayle. The forensics showed that there was male DNA on the gun, but they couldn't say for sure that it was Jason Crawford's. It appeared to some as though the gun had been wiped, possibly.
Wow.
Anything that works in his favor then, David, since he says, I didn't do this?
Yeah, at the end of the day, there's no direct physical evidence pointing to Jason's guilt. In fact, Jason says, hey, listen, Tiffiney had some journal entries on the day she died that said she was struggling with what to do with herself, right? So he and his defense team to those entries saying that's proof that she was thinking about taking her own life. But you are going to hear from a juror named Megan who sat on that case, and she is going to tell you in the final moments when they went to that jury room, they sat down and they looked at each other and they said, let's go back and listen to that 911 call and watch the body camera footage again. And when they did that, something happened. And there's a moment she says, that was it. We all decided, boom, here's what we think.
All right.
That's how they made their decision.
All right,
I always
David.
like to know what the jurors are thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're looking forward to your report. David, thank you very much. You can see David's report, The Mysterious Death of Tiffiney Crawford, on 48 Hours tomorrow night at 10, 9 Central, right here on CBS and on Paramount+.
David is such a good storyteller.